going to go to Australia again, and Scenic Glass wins the King's Stand.
But he won't catch Elstrom. Elstrom coming away, but down under glory.
Hello everyone and welcome to Australian Thoroughbreds. We've got a big show coming up. We showcase the feats of Australian Thoroughbreds right around the world and profile one of the most exciting new sires in the Australian stallion ranks, Golden Slipper winner Sebring. But first, the Australian yearling sales season has officially kicked off with the Magic Millions on Queensland's Gold Coast. Boasting one of the best catalogues in many years, the sale performed well, with domestic buyers proving the most dominant. The biggest spender was the Queen of the Australian Turf, Gay Waterhouse, and the Hong Kong Jockey Club was the biggest of the international buyers. Let's look back at some of the highlights. It was a moderate start to the Magic Millions Premier yearling sale. With several major international players, particularly from South Africa and Japan, missing this year, and the effects of the global financial crisis still hard felt by many, expectations of the sale were justifiably lower than usual. That paved the way for domestic buyers to rise to the fore. On day one, it didn't take long for Gay Waterhouse to strike things up. The leading trainer has recently teamed up with Bluntstock agent James Harron, who is now permanently based in Australia. Buoyed by the recent success of horses she purchased out of this sale last year, including Drafontaine and No Looking Back, which provided the Magic Millions 2-year-old classic quinella this year, Waterhouse went on a spree. During the 4 main sessions of the sale, her and James Harron combined to be the biggest buyers, spending a total of $5.1 million on 20 horses. Amongst the biggest purchases was a more than ready Aqua d'Amour colt that they bought for $680,000. Having trained the mare to some major success, it was no surprise Waterhouse rallied for the colt.
Gay Waterhouse.
The Hong Kong Jockey Club were the second biggest buyers of the sale, collecting 10 horses for an outlay of just over $2.5 million. One of the purchases included this Exceed and Excel colt out of Mirror Mirror, dam of the 2-year-old classic runner-up No Looking Back, for $350,000. Whilst the Jockey Club showed its usual support for the progeny of Incosta de Lago, they also joined the Fastnet Rock bandwagon, securing lot 484 for $325,000. Their most expensive purchase was a $360,000 Bernardini colt.
At $360, I'll take 10, but you better be quick.
This was probably as nice a horse as I thought there was for us on the entire 3-4 days. He had a tick in every box, as you said. I thought he was just a lovely, active sort of horse. He had a beautiful swagger to him. He looks like he knows he's a racehorse already. I hope he proves he's a racehorse when he gets on the track.
And looking like a beautiful middle distance chap there as well.
Hopefully he'll be a Derby potential horse in another 2 or 3 years for Hong Kong, and then you can pay back our faith in him.
Right, how about temperament-wise? He seemed nice.
Couldn't knock him at all, could you? I mean, I think it's certainly hot enough for all of us. And see a horse just wander around out the back there like he did. He was very nonchalant. He didn't really care too much about what was going on around him. He looks like he's cut out to do the right job.
It's not easy for them, is it?
It's not easy for us, let alone them. No, it's not. But this is half the test. A horse isn't just a racehorse on the track. For us in particular in Hong Kong, they've got to have the right temperament. They've got to know how to deal with life. But then they've got to go and prove it on the track. It's no good just having a good-looking horse that can't gallop. They've got to have a tick in both boxes. So hopefully he'll be everybody's acceptance levels on looks, and then on my performance level, he needs to perform as a racehorse as well.
Hong Kong's George Moore Bloodstock forked out $420,000 for this cracking colt from the first crop of former sprint sensation Northern Meteor.
At $420.
It was no surprise that the top-priced horse of the sale was a colt by Fastnet Rock. Lot 265 was knocked down to Demi O'Byrne and James Best of Bloodstock for $960,000.
960. 960. 960, same applies. 960, but the lid's left. 960, I'm going to sell. 960,000. Hammers up and I sell to the left for 960. Sold 960,000. They know how good the Fastnet rocks are.
Did you think you'd have to go that high?
You know, listen, the sale was a bit patchy yesterday, but you know, we knew that there was a lot of people interested in them and that we'd have to do a bit of fighting to get them.
Whilst Fastnet Rock provided the top-priced horse of the sale and his 27 yearlings sold for a total of $6.8 million, it was Super Sire Redout's Choice that had the highest average. His 8 yearlings sold for an average of $356,000. The 4 major sessions of this year's Magic Millions Premier sale grossed just over $62 million, with 645 lots selling. The average and median was up on 2011, with a healthy 84% clearance rate. So now it's on to the Inglis Classic sale in Sydney at the end of this month. This sale is proving to be a great producer of top-class horses, and we'll review this increasingly important sale on our next show. Plus, we preview the Inglis Premier sale that's coming up in Melbourne. It's time for a break now on Australian Thoroughbreds. When we return, we'll take you racing around the world.